Hi, I'm Hazel. It is almost Saturday, so we're going to sit down and catch up with a little bit of a vlog. This week. This week, Legion officially moved into the beta phase, which means that more invites went out, so check your launcher. They said they were going to send out emails to anybody with beta to tell them that they're going to continue to have beta, and then send out more emails to people that were getting beta. I know some people got emails. I am still never gotten an email from them about anything beta related, but I'm still in. So my advice to all of you is if you are interested in the Legion beta and you know you've opted into it on your Battle.net account page, then just make sure you check your launcher. Specifically, you go to your launcher, you go to the WoW section, and then right above the play button, there's going to be that drop-down menu. Don't get too excited when it just says Legion. If it just says Legion, that's actually live. You want it to say Legion Beta specifically right now, so check for that. And good luck to all of you that want to get in. As far as the actual beta goes, I didn't see any super huge major changes when they brought it into beta, aside from the fact that it seems to be like a little bit more stable. I don't think I've been kicked off the server since they upgraded it to beta. I couldn't really tell you. And it's mostly just bug fixing in the title, but I'm sure they will be, hot and fast and heavy and ready. And I'm still thinking about food. Builds are going to be coming pretty quickly anyways, I'm sure. So hopefully we'll be getting more and more stuff nailed down and sorted out as we approach our launch day, which isn't yet, but it feels soon. It's what, May 13th now, and we've got until August, May, June, July. Okay, yeah, it's going to be a little while still. Anyways, in the meantime, in WoW, have been fishing up the rest of my lucky coins. I never did get that the red bug strider mount. I have the blue one in MoP. I maxed out my reputation with Manat Peggle in MoP, but I never got the red mount just because it seemed like a lot of fishing, and I was already fishing for guild food, and I was already fishing for the turtle that I eventually did get. I don't know if I ever told you guys that. I got the riding turtle to drop out of the off of one of those murlocs that you fish up in your garrison, but that's a different story. Anyways, I got the riding turtle, but I got all those things, and I still didn't have enough coins for the mount. So I've just been out and fishing for them, and I think since the last time I actively went fishing for lunkers, they've made it a bit better. I know that they removed the unique 5 cap. It used to be that you could only hold 5 of an individual type of lunker at a time, so you'd have to go back to your garrison every 5 fish. But now they've removed that, so you can just go fish until you're done, and then you can go back and turn them all in, and then you're good. So that's good. And then I don't have any proof on this, but I feel like the drop rate is better. I've been pulling them up pretty quickly. I only have like 30 left, and I feel like I could probably do that within either one very long night or like a week's worth of not very long nights, because I've just been kind of doing it as a way to unwind. Like after queues, if my team finishes queuing arena, but I'm not quite ready for bed yet, I'll just like hang out and like watch a stream and fish or whatever. So that's been kind of nice to do. My next thing that I want to work on after I finish the fishing is archaeology. I want to kind of finish out the Draenor archaeology stuff. I'm not sure I'm going to do it just because it really bothers me that archaeology isn't account-wide. I am in strong belief that all secondary professions should be account-wide. Like if I have maxed out archaeology on any of my characters, I should be able to log on to a different character, continue doing archaeology, and then not rediscovering all the same stuff. Just because archaeology to me is something that I kind of do while I'm waiting for stuff. Like if I was waiting for my raid to fill, or I'm waiting for my teammates to get on, or I'm waiting for me to be tired enough to go to bed, or like whatever. I'll do archaeology, and I'll do it on whatever character I happen to be on, because sometimes you're in a raid and you're waiting for it to fill, and people want you to be on the character you're going to raid on. But that's not my archaeology character, and my archaeology character isn't even my main anyways, because I decided I wanted to do archaeology on a dwarf just because they get an extra bonus. So I think that should be account-wide. It's not, and that sucks. So I'm not even sure I'm going to do all that, because if it was account-wide and I didn't have to redo all this stuff every time I log on to a different character, I would be trying to fill out the garrison hall with all of the different pristine artifacts. I'd be trying to finish the like the archaeology achievements. That would be really cool. And then ultimately I would be grinding Draenor archaeology to make these restored artifacts that you trade in for fragments that you can then work towards 12-year archaeology, which you can then get the bug mount. That's where I'm going with the incredibly long sentences. I want that bug mount, the really, really rare one that I'm probably not going to get because it's really, really rare. But that blue, like the AQ mount, but the blue one that you can actually get from archaeology. I want that because I'm just kind of getting mounts right now. So yeah, that's kind of my next thing. But I'm going to work on the fishing thing first because that is going to be much easier. And then I don't really want to commit a lot of time to archaeology because, again, every time I switch tunes, like if I'm on one of my druids and I'm, waiting for arena queues to pop and I'm just kind of flying around doing archaeology, it's not helping me. Anyways, what else have I been up to? I've been touching Hearthstone a little bit. I always thought that I always thought that with Hearthstone I was too far behind to ever get back into it, because after a certain point, when you've missed a couple of expansions worth, you really don't have very many of the cards, and you're looking at either a huge amount of money or a massive amount of time to like get back into it and catch up. And until very recently, I knew that they had implemented some new modes to Hearthstone, but I hadn't really looked into exactly what that was, and I hadn't really taken the time to understand what was going on with that. And apparently, these new modes and the way that they work with Standard and Wild fix all of my problems. Because the new Standard mode, as far as I know, and maybe I'm wrong, but as far as I know, I have most of the classic cards already, because I used to play a lot of Hearthstone back when it was just classic, so that's great. And then I can just grind daily quests for Old Gods packs. And the new Standard meta only allows those cards, ? I don't need to catch up on Goblins vs. Gnomes Argent Tournament. I'm not 100% sure on that. But that's the way I feel like it's been. And with the whole like weight of having to catch up out of the way, I'm way more likely to actually log back on Hearthstone and do a couple daily quests and try the Tavern Brawl. The Tavern Brawl was fun. The Tavern Brawl this week, and I think it's almost over, but it was pick 2 cards, and they'll just fill your deck with those 2 cards. You had to try and find the 2 most broken cards, and I cleaned up all of my daily quests with that because it was so much fun. I did some Warlock, I did some Druid, I did some Innervate Druid of the Claw, I did some Innervate Argent Commander, that was pretty good. And then on my Warlock, I didn't have any of the cards for the Warlock two card decks that everybody was doing, so I just did the Murloc thing where you have like a Cold Light Oracle and a oh, what the hell was the other one? Anyways, there's 2 Murlocs that go together, and then I also had a lot of fun with a Druid mill deck that had Naturalize and Swamp Light Oracle. So I think it's Swamp Light Oracle, the one that makes everybody draw 2 cards. So basically, people cheat out their gigantic minions, so they've got like 2 10/10s on turn 3, and I just naturalize them both, and then they can draw a whole bunch of cards, and you just mill them out really, really quickly. So I had a lot of fun with that. And yeah, it's been a long time since I've had this much fun with Hearthstone, so I'm gonna hopefully try and keep with it and catch up a little bit. Especially because I don't need to actually catch up all that much. That's another nice thing to do, too, to unwind. I'm very bad at Hearthstone. I should throw that out there. I am extraordinarily bad at Hearthstone. I think the highest rank I ever got to was like 14. To be fair, I've never sat down and put like a lot of time into trying to learn the meta or like practice or anything. But 14 was about as high as I got just queuing normally. And I haven't been that high in a long time just because I don't play very much. But it's a very fun thing to do. What else? Other things to do until Legion. Everybody's playing Overwatch, or well, nobody's playing Overwatch anymore. Everybody played Overwatch for the open beta. Apparently they had 9.7 million people try out that open beta. That is insane. Like, I'm very curious to see what their numbers are going to be like once Overwatch actually launches and people actually have to pay money for the game. But I think that's going to be really good for people that are into that kind of thing. I think it's going to be a huge success, and I'm very happy for people, although I'm a little bit sad because it has decimated my friends list in WoW. It's a lot harder to find people to queue with because they were all off playing Overwatch, and I know they're all going to go back in 2 weeks when the thing actually launches, so there's that. Something that I think I've been meaning to mention for the last, month is I am confirmedly not going to BlizzCon this year. I don't know if I ever said that. I definitely am not going to BlizzCon. I cannot afford it. I just can't afford it. We're not going to have the money for it. And it's just a huge amount of hassle with, travel and lodging and the tickets of course sell out immediately, and of course I don't have a ticket, and then you've got to we got this dog and this cat, we've got to have somebody take care of them, and the dog doesn't like being left alone, and there's just all this stuff that means I'm basically not going to BlizzCon. I want to go one year, but I want to pick a really good year where everybody that I know is going, which is probably a myth. That's probably never going to happen, but I want at least as many people as possible to go so I can actually hang out with all the friends that I've met online instead of just going and awkwardly being by myself and getting lost. So 1 year, but not this year. So that's that. Questions from last week. Somebody asked what the best legendary for Enhancement Shaman so far is in your opinion. I tried to look at them and I tried to think about this, and it's come apparent to me that I am not the person you want to ask that question to. The only class in which I put any thought into PvE-wise is Shadow Priest. I'm a Shadow Priest PvE main, and then on PvP I'm a Resto Druid main, and I have recently accepted that despite my buckets and buckets of alts, those are the 2 things that I can do. I'm good at those 2 things, and I'm not even going to try and be good at anything else until I'm the best I can be at those 2 specific things. So, I don't have an answer for you because I looked at them and I have no idea what's going on with any of that, but I'm sure somebody out there, especially once the game launches, is going to have detailed guides on every single class, or maybe there'll be experts for each individual class, their individual class forms and whatever, laying out exactly what you need to be the best that you can be. So I'm sure you'll find your answers, but unfortunately I can't help you because I don't know. Anyways, that has been my week. If you guys have any questions you would like answered on a vlog, just leave them as a comment on the most recent vlog. As far as videos go for this week, I'm still working on getting some more dungeon guides out. I'm going to look into pet battle stuff this week, I promise. I was thinking of doing, I know everybody's done this, but I was thinking of doing a video of like X things to keep you busy until Legion comes out. I'm sure I can come up with something silly that I haven't thought of yet if I put my brain to it. So anyways, that has been my week. I hope you guys have a wonderful